Look, crazy ain't the great nerdcore rap guy. Got into a dual fate and I just pulled a trap card. Third-rate rappers with a fourth-rate catalog. Destined for the shadow realm, y'all should never act hard. Flow is so insidious that I need an apprentice type. Master with the force, peep the context in my sentence, right? Phantom like the Sithis, just don't ask me what my pen is. Like they know that I'm the menace, who you kidding? Bitch, I'm dangerous like sweet to drive, hide-headed, rhymes are surely cold. Tested, you can never twist my metal like the jury goes. So I ain't never mad when I push it to the max. I got Chris riding with me, bout to turn this bitch to Fury Road. Since animated, I'm the one the crew congratulated. When this will provide protective cover like it's laminated. Damn, I made this 16 like a guillotine. It's fascinating. If you think that you're ahead, you get decapitated. All that aside, I ain't merely here to rap words. I'm here to tell you who representing for the black nerds. And to remind you, neither one of these are bad words. Biggest living mirrors, they just choose to see it backwards. Who be the leaders of discussion when a topic trends? Dissections got the culture under microscopic lens. Who got the type that you can miss it from the start and make you feel like an expert on the subject by the time it ends? Check the stat, Louis, viewership is mad nice. All these other shows don't seem to cut it, that's a bad slice. Off the books with unscripted jewels you can't write. No vampires, but these interviews on Anne Rice. Yeah, this is the best part. Rhymes on Mandalorian, Independence made a best score. Starting a war with these stars, you won't get far. This is the way you play a game of life or death star. So far removed from the drama, we don't notice harm, but won't hesitate to shed a light like a Patronus charm. With mischief managed, troubles at a disadvantage. Must be something in the water, dip your toe because you know it's warm. Where can you find another show with such a fine cast? And if you try to box them in, they playing Minecraft. And basically to sum it up like you define math, this crew's the best and it figures like a line graph. I'm every band like the words I do. Level-headed, you don't have to have absurd IQs. They know you can relate because they're nerds like you. With their help, you'll see the world from a blur's eye view. Yeah. You are now tuned in to Blerd's Eye View. And without further ado, we out. Yeah.
Hey everybody, we're back. It's Thursday, and it's been a long week for everybody, and kids going back to school and everything. But we are here to take that pressure off of you because you've been fighting traffic, you've been fighting the schools, and you've probably been fighting with your kids to get on the bus on time. I am your man on the wall, Chris Fury, captain of the ship of Blerd's Eye View. Thank you for tuning in. As you know, we are live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. You can catch us next day on Always Press Record TV. That's APRTV, uncut, undisturbed, much like what they do on certain other channels. You don't get any ads. I'm just saying. But shout out to Trey Lawson for APRTV. And also, you can listen to us wherever you listen to your podcast. So Apple, Spotify, you name it, we're there. Just look us up. Send the children away. Right. So we're getting our party started. Lady Mandalore, are you on the... She's not on deck yet. That's all right. We'll get our Chaos Demon Mayhem Media. What's going on, my guy?
Tip of the hat to you all.
Oh, yeah. For those who don't know, me and Mayhem have been running a pretty tight ship, you know, behind the boards and everything else, getting everything on time. So I appreciate you. I'm glad I picked a good team.
Trying, man.
Hey, it's so much appreciated. So, Whoopty's in the building.
Hey.
What's going on, Whoopty?
Nothing much, just getting comfortable.
That's what they call it these days. I didn't know.
And the way I just ran up in here.
Look, the ship can't leave yet. So, no, but it's Thursday. I literally did not realize it was Thursday, because there was so much going on. It's been a week. It's been a busy week. Like Mayhem knows, he's wrestling with his little one.
She's down there washing hair now so she can do the Huntrix braid for her first day of school.
Oh boy, yeah. Always the first day of school. That was mine. Hair. Adding hair to her hair. I'm like, why are you adding hair? You have long hair.
Why not?
Because I tried.
I learned
like this is intentional.
Like I have hair. It's growing. I just choose to keep it bald. It's just okay. It's your thing. And then finding loose hair everywhere, and me and my son are like, ugh. Uh, so, Whoopty, what's going on in your neck of the woods?
Nothing. I realized instead of moving to Atlanta, I found myself in the Pacific Northwest with all the rain and the flooding, the thundering. I had to swim to work this morning, and I had to swim back on my way. I had to take a boat back to the house. So once again, if the power goes out,
jeez, I'm like, yeah, look, that Hurricane Aaron is not here to joke around. So for those who stay in the Carolinas, batten down the hatches and all that great stuff. I hope you stay safe out there. I want to give out congratulations to a certain couple, Six Wakage and Coco Afro Cocoa Puffs, who just got married. Last month. Last month. So congratulations on their nuptials. One of my favorite cosplaying couples, because if you've seen them cosplay, never disappointed.
They are adorable.
They are never disappointed. They do a lot of work with Psycho Image Films. They actually did a short that we reviewed on here. It was a love story, but it was a short story. It was a love story, but it was a zombie flick. And I be damn, from the score to the color palettes and everything, I'm like, this is really damn good.
That was a phenomenal piece of work, especially for the short time frame in which they had to tell so much story.
Okay. So, but we actually have a guest here today. And this brother he's a mental health advocate. And we're going to be talking about mental health in the African American community, the nerd community, in comics. Where do we see it most often? All the above. Halston Canty is in the building. What's going on, Halston?
Hey, how you doing today? How you doing?
I went over your bio, my guy, and this is what I can appreciate. You do the work. You do the work, and I appreciate that. So thanks for that. So let me just give everybody out here a quick rundown. He runs a program called Journey to Manhood. He's working with the youth on the south side of Syracuse. He was the president of the organization called the BGSA, which is the Black Grad Student Organization at Syracuse University. He's also part of the veteran organization, where veterans had to tell their story of being in the military on stage for a verbal stage play. He says that always sold out. He's a counselor for a flag football coach in Brooklyn, working with middle school kids, dealing with everything from anxiety, being bullied, anger issues, trauma, and much more. He's an actor and a musician. He's also a life coach. The man's got a resume. I'm just saying. He's also a life coach. He teaches life coaching services. He's an educator for the Opportunity Program at a community college upstate. But he's also a geek and also walking through life like the rest of us. Halston, dude. Amazing.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much for having me here. First and foremost, it's an honor. I love the work that you all do. So continue just doing great things. Appreciate it.
Look, what we preach here amongst encouragement and keeping people entertained and educated is we talk about mental health from time to time, and we try to keep our people exposed, to talk about the things that really don't get to be said too often. So we appreciate. So amongst the many things you've already done, what brought you to those stages? What kicked this whole thing off?
In regards to what, which like being a part of the comics, or just like what do you mean?
Oh, so as far as starting off the mental health journey.
Oh yeah. So I grew up, my father was a workaholic, but in the process of that, my father became an alcoholic, right? And my mom is from Jamaica, So a lot of times, my mom was very just cut and dry. Like, listen, you go to school, get an education, and that's it. And my dad was like, we don't want to talk about nothing else but, work, 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 right? So a
Mm,
lot of times for me growing up, it was trying to figure out who I was, where I fit in, and just the things that I was dealing with internally. Like, not really having a place to like speak out, not really having a place to talk. If you don't know anything about Syracuse, just know it's not a big culture up there in terms of like Caribbean culture. Like it's just you're hard pressed trying to find anybody that pretty much is can identify with you in certain spaces. So just like having that internally and having to deal with that, but then coming outside and dealing with like the neighborhood, lack of resources, all of those things that you typically hear about within the poverty impoverished communities, and trying to figure out just who I was as a person. But one day, my mom ended up, buying me some comic books, and it was the X-Men comic books. I'll never forget that. And then from there, like my mind totally just changed, right? It just totally just expanded. But I got into, so I know you asked about how did I get into the mental health. But it was just like that was like my journey into just becoming like I've started realizing like, oh, this is a world that I fit in. This is a world that I wanted to
mhm.
be a part of. This is a world that escapes me from just this world of not knowing who I am, not being able to find someone that I can identify with, not being able to talk to my father and my mother, closing the door. And once I closed the door and I got into these books, I totally just drifted into a world that was, just continuously pulled me in. I'm learning characters, I'm learning who they are, I'm learning names, I'm learning stories and origins, I'm identifying and relating. So as I got older, I started realizing like, I started reading the Bible more and things of that nature. I started just looking at any and everything that was just taking me from my reality. And from there, I kind of started just realizing like, you know, I have something that's inside of me, something I want to discuss, something that I feel that makes me feel different. And I started just getting into more of like trying to be aware of who I am as a person. And I mean, I would go to the library for hours and read and just figure things out. And long story short, I went to college and then I ended up learning about social work. And I wanted to see more of what that was about. I wanted to try that and just see how that can help me as who I am as a person, just what I have to offer, just trying to figure out the tools and things that I've been dealing with. And that's how I pretty much got into it, just trying to figure more about myself because I had a lot of moments in life of rage, anger, just like getting fired from things, the ruining relationships. And I said, I have to figure out. I'm gonna have to save myself because I don't have any mentor that I can look to that can help me out. So I had to figure out what I'm gonna do to save myself, and so I went that route to learn more about mental health as I got into college and social work and things of that nature, and that's how I got into it. That's how I got into it.
Not a lot of people think that down that path.
Hmm.
And it's very interesting when people like you just mentioned comics.
Hmm.
For a lot of people, especially the Blerd community, that's you when you mention the X-Men, there are a lot of Blerds who recognize themselves in X-Men. Even now, what we deal with in today's reality. So, Navy, you got a question?
You would put me out there. See how you treat me.
I would go to second command, but she's got to batten down the hatches real quick.
First of all, Mr. Halston, sir, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, good sir, and
Likewise.
thank you for your service. As you're part of the veterans organization, I saw. So bravo, thank you for that. Um, question one: can I have that poster in the back? Because I need to add that. I need to add that to the wall. Yes, it's I ain't quite covered the entire wall space,
Mm,
but as a Blerd, and definitely someone who is uh, definitely an advocate for mental health.
mhm.
What has been one of the most challenging obstacles in that you still deal with today as a Blerd and as a black man?
Ah, um, for one, getting black people to understand that it's not about weakness. It's not about, being less masculine, or it's not about, being soft. It's actually a strength, right? To go and actually talk about how you feel, to express yourself, to just get things off your chest and off your mind that
Mhm.
you probably don't have an opportunity. You probably may not have someone in your corner to really just to talk to about your issues. Like if you really want to be real, heart disease is like the number one thing that kills us. Cancer is another number two thing that kills us. Strokes are like the number three things that kills us, right? So not having that community where I can express and talk to and reach out and be able to speak to people, that in itself holds us back, right? Like just
Mhm.
sitting there and keeping that inside and not feeling like I have a community. Because with comic books, right, you have that world. Like I identify with these people over here who, and I can't say it for everybody, but for some people it's like I didn't fit in. I couldn't find my circle. I couldn't find the people that, you know,
Yep.
that represented me, right? And when you're even coming up in certain neighborhoods, it's like people only either like the thugs and the gangsters, right? Or they like, I don't know, just the people that are kind of like, just living a wild kind of lifestyle in certain spaces, or just those who are just seem to like are always doing good things and being popular and represent, and then like there's like, kids who are in between trying to figure out like, well, who am I? How do I get a chance to like get people to see me? What can I do,
Mhm.
to talk to somebody? So it's very hard to get people to like reach out and like really find someone to talk to, and people being comfortable to talk about their feelings and to talk about who they are, right? Like we got 30% of our community does therapy. And within that, it's like 10-15% is black women, and then like 5 to 6% is men, black men who go to therapy. So the number gets lower and lower in that spectrum. So it's kind of like that's the hard part of like really talking about therapy and getting people to discuss it, because
Mhm.
what do some people do? They find toxic ways to take care of
Yeah.
themselves.
Or they lock inside themselves.
They
And
lock inside themselves,
it's
right?
it's really out loud or not at all. And
Right.
and as someone who grew up in the sphere, when you mentioned comics, comics was the gateway for me
Mm-hmm.
to go on my Blerd journey to this very day. And I still remember the obstacles that I had to go through. But when it came to a moment of pain, I didn't have anyone that I could explain it to that wouldn't look at me sideways or give me that eye like, take a nap, you'll be okay.
Right.
I don't want to go sleep. Let me talk about this. Okay. It's just I can sleep at night, but I got a problem in front of me while I'm holding this comic book in my hand. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
um,
Mm.
And that's
oh,
big.
this for you by the way, Chris. Shout out.
Oh well, I'll be waiting for that one. Uh, man,
My
Was
bad.
it?
Step on mute.
About time
What's
you
going
took
on,
that
brother?
mute off.
Like Navy said, thank you for your service first and foremost.
Thank you.
Um, my question, uh, like I talk a lot about mental health because
Mm-hmm.
of my own challenges with mental health, and I find it easier to demystify by just being upfront and conversational about whatever it is that I may be going through, not trying to expose and put too much out there,
Mhm.
but like like we were saying, the people need to see it in order to be able to say, oh, okay, that's something I can identify with. If he's able to do it, maybe I'm able to do it too. Um, what I guess drives you personally to work with I'm assuming working with the veterans group because you are a veteran yourself, but the journey to manhood, like
Mm-hmm.
what has you want to reach out and work with the youth?
And I'm not gonna lie, I've always have a giving heart. Ever since I was a kid, like I've always wanted to like be in a position to like help people, and I've always felt like I saw the world differently. I've seen different things, so I'm like, if I have this way of thinking, somebody else needs to know this information. It's not to say they're not gonna they're gonna listen to me, right? Because especially if you're growing up in like these bad neighborhoods or whatever, who the kids are going to pay attention to? They're going to pay attention to the people that probably got the money. Get all the girls, right, that hang out and do all of the things that might not be so good, so kosher for the families at that particular time. But they also need to see that it's other people out there who is just as cool and can talk, can go through things and also be able to express, like, hey man, I've been through that before. I know what that journey goes. I know where you're headed and down that road. Like, I meet kids who get shot and then they're talking about like, hey, I'm ready to go retaliate. I'm ready to go back out there and hurt somebody and kill somebody, right? And then being able to, like, think about that. Think about the long run on where that's going to lead you and where that's going to take you, right? Like, maybe you can put that energy into writing your own story, or maybe you can put that energy in creating music, or put that energy into a project or something within your own neighborhood, right? Like, and I'm a prime example of someone that's coming from those type of communities and choosing a different path. Like, a lot of times, especially growing up in the early 90s, it was like, what are you gonna do? Either, like Biggie said, either you slinging crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot. And that was like the thing. Like, which road are you gonna take within this space, right? Like, which road do I see myself? But I'm like, man, I'm a whole different person. I'm an example of another road you can take and still feel like a man, still be secure in who you are, and still live go through your trials and tribulations. It won't be easy, but you can still be impactful and still make a difference in this world. So that's where I'm at a lot of times with it. And I just want to make sure if I can, like, save somebody, or not save someone, but help someone see a different light, then that means a lot to me.
That's what's dope. Lady Mandalore.
Sorry, I had to unmute myself.
I know.
You better therapy them dishes. That's for real. You depressed. You better depress them dishes.
You want some help? You better help that room.
That's right.
Lord. Yeah. Oh, triggered. I wanted to know, what do you help both? Do you help adults and students,
Man,
as well, right?
Sure do.
Okay. My question is for the kids, and I guess the kids right now that are like in the middle of the road, like they're just hitting the line, because I feel like those are the kids that kind of get lost in the shuffle. They may not necessarily be, superstar A+ students, everything looks like it's going great, but they're quiet.
Right.
Like they're literally just coasting. How do you keep an eye out for those kids, or what are your tactics to kind of bring those type of kids out of their shells?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really have a blueprint, or a framework really when it comes to that. It's trying to sit and have a discussion with them, pry, ask questions, do assessments. It's so many different things to get through to them, because every individual is different. You don't know really what's going to work. It's kind of like, sometimes I might approach you some days and like have a conversation and see what's going on, see if this was something you want to do. And some days I might not be so heavy on you and just give you space to really wait for you to come around to me, but just do check-ins with you. I think that's one of the main things, is just not giving up and always just giving hope more than anything. Like, as long as they are understand, like, they text me to this day, like, man, you were somebody that was really big in my life. You were somebody that did a lot of amazing things for me and helped me out. And it was just simply like, when everyone's laughing at them, I'm not gonna laugh at you, man. I'm actually gonna talk to you about what's happening, what's going on. I'm gonna be there for you. I might pull up and drop you off or pick you up for something. I might take you with me somewhere and help you see a different thing. I might come over and just talk to you and your mom, and we all eat dinner and laugh and joke. I might bring you a present. I might just, come over and we go for a walk. But anything is better than just completely acting like I don't see you. Even if you don't want to speak and don't want to talk, giving you that space. And guess what? Even with my son, I'm like, here, read this comic book, brother. Tell me how you feel about that. Like, giving him an opportunity to, like, take figure his mind out and see what he likes. So I'm never pushy. I'm always just giving them a space, and I let them know I see them all the time. I see you. I always see you. And I'm never going to leave them with a bad like remark or something. I'm going to like, they do need real talk, but also in that space, I'm going to always give you that hope as well. Like, today was not your best day. You had moments where you didn't shine, but I know you can do better, and I see that in you. And I always let them know I see something bigger in you every single time. And so that resonates a lot. And they just become like they just do check-ins all the time for the rest. Right now, for it's been so long, but they continuously do check-ins with me all the time, and I love it. So yeah.
I think that's dope, honestly, that you still have people that you've helped and they, grown up, they've gotten older, and they say, you know what, I need to go talk to Halston. I need to go talk to Slimzell real quick because he got it. He understood what I was saying. He didn't judge me. He didn't put me on Front Street. He didn't do any of the things that everybody else would do. He just gave me an ear. And sometimes that's all it takes is just that ear, no judgment, and having that person to talk to and
Right.
just vent,
I want to know, do you all remember someone in your life who gave you just that solid advice or just says something to you every day? It could have been just a word, right? But you remember that person because even when you were not feeling your best, that little word made you feel, like, all right, he see me or she see me. I needed that today. And they don't even know that. Do you know anybody like that?
They're not here anymore. For me, they're not here anymore, but I still hear her. And that's my great grandmother. That was somebody who I stayed under her wing consistently. But even the moments where it was a quiet moment where she just knew there's something going on in his head, he's stressing. She knew how to address that. Where everybody else was like, he being quiet, he doing this. She just knew how to reach it. And she didn't judge. And sometimes it was just sitting back and watching Xena the Warrior Princess and being done. It was those moments of quiet that she was like, I seen what was going on with you. You okay? Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's who that was for me.
It's a few people for me. My aunt and my great uncle Cecil, as far as family goes, and then Mr. Sparnroft. He was my high school math teacher. He's cool as shit.
There was one other. I'm glad she said that. There was one other woman. She's no longer here. Her name was Mrs. Lockley. We used to call her. She was a little black one. She was about your height here. She was our high school history teacher, and she fought for us to get Black history taught, but she couldn't teach it during the curriculum. But she fought for us to get Black history taught. She was like the aunt. And we used to, her name was Justine, but her initials was JL, and we used to call her Justice and Liberty because she did not play that shit. She handled business and she got everybody together. So, Whoopty.
A question or the person that
either one or both.
Well, the person that I can recall always giving me encouragement is Mr. Cullen Parkinson, my 6th and 8th grade teacher. We had such a connection that he even came to my college graduation. That man is still around and he'll always be a part of my life. He's family at this point. My question for you is, I find that, speaking about mental health has become commonplace among a certain age group. What do you think needs to happen so that we can normalize similar discussions among our elders?
So we can normalize it amongst our elders.
Look, Mayhem had that look like, yo.
I was about to say, we need to become the elders. Like, I don't want to give up hope on them, but it feels like, good Lord.
What do you mean become the elder? I already am.
I agree, though. I think we need to continue educating ourselves. I think that's extremely important. We need to address policies we need to address the political figures in our communities about, mental health programs and things of that nature. We need to continue to rally the community behind, advocating for mental health or putting in things that may help better our community, that will change mental health features. I mean, there are communities that don't have any grocery stores, right? Like food deserts and things of that nature. There are places doesn't have any parks, or just is dangerous for kids to walk, and all of those things. Just in a self-care day, like, just think about what you do for your self-care on a regular day basis. Like, things you may take advantage of and just take for granted. There are people who don't have the access to that and don't have liberty for that on a regular basis. And sometimes, I know for my older generation of family, it was like I said, the older generation doesn't really want to talk about mental health, doesn't really need it, right? I'm a veteran. So the veteran community definitely doesn't want to be a part of, discuss those mental health challenges as well. But it's also like the statistics need to be shown on like how this has, hurt us, how things like how this hasn't, helped benefited us at any way, shape, form, or fashion. And like having someone to talk about, having someone to speak to and discuss this with is extremely important and very helpful for our own sanity and for the next generation. So I think that's some of the challenges that we need to continue to stand on. So yeah.
I agree. I've seen those discussions. I've seen some of those posts on social media, how people, they'll say things along the lines of, sometimes you have to separate yourself from the familiar people who really don't walk the path that you need them to walk. So that could be the elders, that could be your peers, it could be anything. People say, even with family, they say, yeah, sometimes you have to separate from that toxicity that's in family, in the family trees, where they're just like, yeah, it's always the negative. It's never the encouragement. It's never the achievements. It's never anything else. It's always, yeah, but remember that time, or this, that, and other. It's that weight. And there are people who are dealing with so much weight. Even now, they are dealing with so much weight that they're just like, how could you, knowing that this could affect me? So I think that's something that a lot of people, especially the Black community, could really learn from.
Yeah. And even within the comic book, the comic books and the Blerd community, right? Like, part of it is that escape. I am able to get away from the reality of what's going on around me, right? I used to love when the X-Men came out. I couldn't wait to go watch the X-Men every single Saturday. I needed to see what it was like to have powers so I could deal with these haters. I needed to see what it was like to have powers so I can blow you off the face of the earth if I don't want to talk to you no more. I needed to be a part of that world. I needed that energy. But sometimes people feed their own thoughts, right? All the time, completely. So as a kid, if you go to school and they don't like you, and you might have a moment where everyone's talking about you, you think from now and from 3 weeks moving forward, the whole school doesn't like me, they hate me, right? So now you're escaping into this world and you're not dealing with reality in some spaces. And that might seem comfortable and a great place to be in, but at the same time, it's like you got to get back to having the conversations, doing the work, addressing what's going on with you. And that may come later on in your life. But the comic books for me helped me, like just learning about those deep words and the feelings and seeing Wolverine crash out so many times. I needed to see that, right? I needed to be a part of that. I needed to see how he just battled Sentinels and he was the smallest dude in the X-Men. I'm like, yeah, I need that. So it was I needed that. I needed to see that, man. It was definitely therapeutic for me in a sense, and it gave me a sense. That's how I ended up getting into music. Like, I wanted to, another way to get myself out. Like, now I got the power to speak more and be more of an advocate for myself, and I got the strength to do that. So yeah.
I was going to ask you, so like, what got you into your music? This is why I love doing this stuff, because when we have guests like you that have that energy, this works. Your music, you just said that this was another avenue, another route for you to speak out, to explain, to vent, to do whatever it is, and reach that other person or people who could hear it. So let's talk about your music. How long you been doing it?
Man, I started doing music when I was like 15, 16. But I didn't take it serious. And then when I went to the military, me and my friends from Chicago, they bought a laptop. We all bought a laptop together. I probably was like 20, and we started recording songs on the laptop. So this is like, a long time ago. And from there, it's been like 20 years, and it was always just great to hear myself express how I feel, express what's going on in my mind. Yeah, I love music, man. I love it.
What kind of music?
Just hip hop, hip hop. But I will listen to jazz. I will listen to I listen to some country. I'll listen to reggae. Just anything that has a message sometime. I'm definitely, you know, I'll definitely tune into, but I'm more hip hop and R&B more than anything.
On the hip hop level, who has been your muse or who's been your inspiration as far as that?
On a hip hop level, Biggie Smalls was somebody that I really liked. I identified right at one point he was black and ugly as ever, right? So I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that I needed to see that and then hear the confidence, right? It was a great the way his style, his cadence. It was a dope MC to me. Nas, uh, Lauryn Hill. Um, man, there's so many dope artists that I really really liked, that really gave me some inspiration when I was listening to them.
I wanted to answer your question about who was your inspiration. For me, it was three people, and two of them were teachers. Miss
Mhm.
Taylor. This was the only lady. I was the only black kid on the journalism staff at my high
Mhm.
school, and she took me to different things as far as journalism, to be a writer and to just excel. And I became probably the first black president of the Indiana High School Press Association because she pushed me and she believed in me.
Let's
Mr.
go.
Reed, yeah, I love that woman. God rest her soul.
Hmm.
Mr. Reed was the first man who saw me do cosplay and said I should keep doing it. Because my first cosplay was Mohandas Gandhi. And let me tell you, I got an A+ on that project. Mayhem, don't laugh at me, bro. Them legs had to come out, okay? When you want an A, them legs will come out. I don't care. I don't care what you say. And finally is a tie between my Uncle William and my dad. I lost my dad early in the year, but he encouraged me to be a Blerd. My
Hmm.
Uncle William was the one who encouraged me to love comics. In fact, every time I got a good report card, he would take me to the local comic store. He says, "Here's $50.
That's right.
Buy whatever you want. If you got questions, I'll let you know." And because of him, I have this. It's over 4,000 comics, and I've never let go of it.
I love that, man. Yeah, my father. I remember he went to the comic book store and got like a coupon for like $20, and I took that coupon, ran straight to that store. I bought Submariner, Daredevil. I'm talking about the 1963 comics, Submariner,
Yeah.
Daredevil, X-Men, Avengers. Just so many. I'm not a DC head per se, but I do like some of the things they do. But
You're a
yeah.
good man.
No, no, down in front, okay? Down in front.
Quality, quality.
Oh my gosh.
So let's talk. I'm glad we got to the comics part of it because there are several characters in comics who we know deal with several versions of mental health issues. You mentioned Wolverine. He's a
Yeah.
prime example for somebody that has lived as long as he has
Right.
and has as much trauma as anybody else on that team. Actually, more from the time his claws came out, even before then, because it was shown that his his mother was not a social, she was a very social person. Let's put it that way. She was a very social person, and she was social with she was social right, and she was social with the wrong person who had a lot of issues.
Giggity.
You know, so dealing with that level of strain and trauma every day of his life for over 200 plus years, yeah, I'm sure you're going to walk away with something, especially when your main enemy's favorite version of happy birthday is killing people close to you or loved ones.
That's a fact.
And then leaving them sprawled out. Happy birthday. See you next year. You know, I'm like, God, that is brutal. That is all levels of brutal.
Better than a candle, that's for sure.
Oh my Lord. Yes, forever catch a stray. Forever catch a stray. Batman is another one. That is nothing but severe PTSD.
That's a fact. Never healing.
Yeah. People say, "Oh, it was when," I'm like, you don't understand. This kid, he was young, and it happened in front of him. That will break anybody, you know. And he just chose a somewhat healthier path to deal with it. You know, he's like, I'm going to train myself. I'm going to build myself up, which he did. Problem is, he's bringing a bunch of kids along with it. So,
Mufasa,
including his own offspring.
Can we say that Whoopty brought up a perfect one? Madeline Pryor.
Madeline Pryor is a prime example. Identity disorder. Jesus.
I thought I was her.
Yeah, you're not Gene, but yeah, that's a problem. And Madeline Pryor is one. Moon Knight has dissociative identity disorder. This man is running around with 3 identities, and you never know which one you're getting.
And they're all loud.
They're all loud. Spider-Man. PTSD. Consistent PTSD. And having that weigh on. What's going on, Mal? Oh, wow. Thank you, Mal. Consistent PTSD. You know, losing your uncle and blaming yourself for it. And then losing your girlfriend and blaming yourself for it. Losing your child and blaming yourself for it. Constantly fighting against the grain. Feeling like he's never enough. Not really realizing for everybody else he's enough and then more. I don't know.
Yeah, man. You mentioned some phenomenal characters that are staples within the comic book culture, man. And you don't get a great character without a messed up mentality, without a dysfunctional family upbringing. And I think that's even included in, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, so I don't want this to be a monolithic thing, but that's even included in terms of like hip hop and your artists, right? I need to know your story, and I need it to be as greasy as possible, or I don't want to believe you, right? So I need this story to be as bad as possible. I mean, Spider-Man, his issues, Batman, his issues, Cyborg, you mentioned Cyborg, and Cyborg issues of his mother getting killed or dying, and then it's like his body blown up, and now they're putting him back together in pieces with other metal pieces. Like, it's just such a crazy space. But how else will we want our characters to be? Like we've been so accustomed to seeing that. And they deal with these problems and these issues always, like you mentioned. Somebody mentioned Mr. Sinister. Like, he is the prime hater. He knows I am going to continuously just ruin your life and get into your brain and just make you bug out. Like, it's
somewhere Scott Summers and Jean Grey are like, why us? Why did you keep messing with us? Like, and he told him, he was like, because it's something, your bloodline becomes the strongest. That don't mean every time, like, you just all the time is me. or my wife, or come on. Yeah, these characters, Joker is a prime example in when you see those conversations between him and Batman. They are two sides of the same coin.
They're the same.
There is just one. They dealt with it differently, you know.
But I ask you this: I think every single one of you, maybe not as extreme, but every single one of you may have a Joker in your life, right? Like, how do you deal with your Joker?
I divorced her.
How do you deal with your Joker?
I did not have kids with her, and I divorced her. There we go. Kept it moving.
I think, yeah. It was an ex-boss of mine. Oh, to the brink. Like, what is it about me? And you know, I'm here all the time. All of a sudden, you show up
because you think you Batman,
right? Like, so, but yeah, it was one of those. I think, yeah, you're right.
That's probably how a hater thinks. Like, oh, you think you somebody, so I just want to be the person to just get under your skin, right?
Yeah.
Maybe, right? Then I'm not saying that's for every single person, but somebody sees something and like, I don't really like you, you know, and it becomes a thing, right? I don't want to go over and hang out with him. I'm gonna stay over here.
Mal says Blade, Raven, Dr. Fate, Forge, Maximus, Typhoid Mary. Yeah, all of them. All of them. They all have an issue, and they can't seem to just break from the norm of it all.
Right.
And that's what hurts them. And Blade being born half vampire at birth because his mother was turned. Raven, whose father is practically the devil, you know. You know, and you meant like Cyborg, survivor's guilt, and then identity. You know, now mind you, we're not diagnosing any of these characters. This is how they're portrayed to us in comics and in some forms of media, you know, and you see that suffering. Superman, who lost an entire planet, his blood family, not knowing who he is, not being able to connect to that, you know, that part of himself, being lost. There's that level of, you know, that teenage angst of finding out who he is, growing up with that. That's a lot. That is a lot.
Hi, Trey.
Trey Mosley. Trey Mosley came in. Wow.
Sensei coming in clutch.
I tip my hat and salute to you, sir. Thank you. But yeah, Lady Mandalore, what heroes or villains or anti-heroes do you think have some of those quirks, those issues?
I have a different question.
Okay.
Kind
of course.
I'd want to get your thoughts. Did you see Thunderbolts?
No, I didn't.
Halston?
No, I didn't see it. I'm going to.
No, you're fine. I promise. It's okay. Wait for the DVD. It's all right.
Nope.
Or whatever is going to come out.
It's not bad. So, it's not bad. She's not saying that.
Not bad.
Yeah.
No. I wanted to know. Well, I guess with a character like Sentry, you know what I mean. He's got the personality with him. It's not really DID. It's just an entity that kind of is manifested in him that is just an absolute. Oh no, it's the void that he expresses, and it's like the darkest of dark things. Whatever anybody comes into contact with him,
Bob has a lot of issues.
Yeah,
a lot, and that's not just in the movie. That man has issues.
Yeah. I don't know how you handle. I don't think he has anybody to handle him in the MCU universe yet. So he kind of the power of friendship. He's got the workers to help him in the MCU. I don't know if that narrative is a little irresponsible. I don't know. How do you feel about the way the superhero movies in general tackle these issues of bullying, of mental illness, things like that? Is there a movie that you liked that maybe touched on it, or do you think they could do a better job? Are they doing a job at all?
That's a great question.
Sorry.
I don't know. I've never like fully sat and like processed it. I do know, like I mentioned before, if the character isn't almost narcissistic, psychotic, if they aren't like bugging out in a way, some way, shape, form, or fashion, you're not gonna get a great story. And I think that's part of like the energy that they give to the rest of the world, to the audience, on like, we need our characters to just be going through something chaotic and psychotic, right? Just we need them to, and that's how we're going to get our story. So it's almost like you need that energy in order to turn into somebody, and get people to rally behind you, right? And these people deal with many head issues and problems, and they never really fully recover from anything, right? It's just the next story with the next story, and then the next director gets it and they paint it another way, but it's the same stories pretty much going around. I asked a question, and I don't really want to get too race heavy, but if you really think about it, besides, like Wakanda, do we have any other black families or black superheroes that are painted in almost on a level of Omega, right? Like, where's that being shown at all within the comic book the world?
In the comic book world, you outside of Wakanda, you have Storm.
Right, right.
You have
She's
Storm.
in Wakanda.
Yeah.
Right.
She got all that in Wakanda.
And she was in Wakanda. Right. So to me, it shows like
she's honorary Wakandan. Yeah, she's honorary Wakandan.
She's honorary Wakanda, right? And then she's also a part of like a strong leader, handling her business on the X-Men team, dealing with the warlocks. I mean the people that's under the ground.
Oh yeah, the Morlocks.
The Morlocks, right? Yeah. But in that sense, where else is there a character that is being portrayed and shown as, a black character, as someone as great as the Wakandians in America also, right?
Yeah, I think the only character, and I wouldn't say as great, but still deals with a lot of inner turmoil, is Sam Wilson. Mm-hmm. He still deals with he has the wings, he has the shield. People look up to him. However, he still deals with that internal. Am I enough? Can I do this?
Right.
I don't have a serum. Live action or comic book in the pages, he doesn't have that. He fights that all the time. You see it. He has that inner monologue. I can do this, but I have to be up front for everybody else. I have to stand in for everybody else too.
Right. So those are just things I've noticed within the space, and it's like, you're fighting the gang, you're fighting the neighborhood, your mother, father not being around. You're continuously fighting that inner turmoil, your neighborhood. But then, so that's one of the things. It's like, if we don't even see that in comic books, it's, representation is everything, and so it's almost like it's not going to exist. We continuously need to feed this energy. So, not being too reliant on the comic books in a sense to understand how we should move, but also understanding like we're going to have to still do the work within ourselves in this reality of trying to be better people.
All right, Laney, we're going to go to you and then we're going to take a break.
What's up, Laney?
Guys. What's up, Schmezel? Actually, Kara took my question because I really wanted to get your thought process of how the Revengers, I guess you could say, how you liked how they dealt with mental health and that. So I think I'll just go back to maybe an origin. Hopefully you didn't answer it. How does it feel to be a Black man representing mental health? Because I feel like before even meeting you, I'm 45. I've never seen that. You know what I mean? So how does it feel to be a Black man in the mental health space?
I feel great. I'm gonna be honest, but I do think that comes with a sense of knowing who I am and having a little bit of, not really worried about how other people view me and see me, but I also know it's not received well all the time. Some people, some people think, like I mentioned before, it's soft, is not masculine, it's something that we shouldn't talk about. I've had people, like I said, I'm not trying to be race heavy with this, but I had a a white lady tell me she doesn't want me in the field. I don't know why men are in the field, right? Like, why are you here? So I've dealt with my own issues in a sense, but I'm not here for you. I'm here for myself. I'm here for my community. I'm here to better, my family, right? This is bigger than just talking to you and trying to like figure out what's going on with you. You could ignore me for all I care. I'm gonna still do what I have to do and push forward and do what I gotta do for my family. So it hasn't always been an easy thing, but I don't let anything stop me in terms of like just going forward and doing what I have to do, right? Like I'm gonna make a way some kind of way. And now I have family calling me, telling me, hey, because of you, I've reached out to my son that I've never talked to. And me and him had a conversation and he told me he loved me the other day, right? And that's big because these guys been to jail, these guys been accused of a lot of things, and now they're opening up and want to speak to their kids. I have veterans contact me and like, hey man, because of you, I've now decided to go to therapy. Or people we know that was like, I give my daughter. I now want to speak to my daughter more, and I've listened to her. When I used to get mad and just get angry so fast, now I give her the space to talk to me, and I kind of take a step back, right? And I change how I'm speaking to her. So it's like once you understand that it's bigger than you, it's really there's people relying on you, people depending on you. Even this space right here. There's people who love this space and come here to get away and blurs. That's not always. Even I used to ask Lainey, like, exactly, like, how does it feel, like, what is this about, like, explain more to me, because you put me in a different world and you gave me a different viewpoint on how to look at certain things, where I just was like, for a second I didn't even know this existed, and I was always like, well, wow, this is great, like I can be a part of this and we all good. We don't have to judge each other. We just laugh and joke. Like, so yeah, this is amazing. So I love it.
This is what's dope. I built this platform, and my very first co-host, I brought him in because and he runs What the Shit. That's DC Chambers over at What the Shit. Shout out to him. And his father had passed, and he had to watch that. He had to pull the plug. He had to do the whole thing. And I brought him in because I seen it was a need. Like, this is my guy. We joke around and stuff, but he had went radio silent for like 2 weeks, and he finally reached out. And I said, I tell you what, because I know you like talking about the stuff. I know you're not as knowledgeable about it, but you know enough about it, like, to stay in the game. Come on. And he tells that. He says that, he's like, yeah, if it, that helped him out, to get that, to not just take his mind off it, but it helped him cope, and it helped him, deal with those emotions and everything else. And he's the one that's done therapy, so, and that circle of Black men that I know reaching out for therapy is getting bigger and bigger.
That's right.
And I'm glad that it is. Spartan, real quick, got a question?
I don't know. I had to get the Miss Rachel and Gracie's Corner out of my head from putting kids to sleep. So I apologize. Right now, all I hear is "Go to Sleep" with a trap beat. So I just stopped myself for a second. Sorry I didn't get to catch you at the beginning. But I just want to echo the fact of just the whole emphasis on mental health. I guess my only question is, and if this has already been answered, forgive me, but how did you come to find your your purpose as far as mental health in the Black community, and how you can actually, where did you find your why, if you haven't already answered that?
Man, I felt like I was the last person ever to talk about mental health. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I was just talking to your family here about having anger issues and not really being someone that was willing to listen, and like feeling like I knew everything at one point. And I just started to like really like, you know what, I gotta change my energy. And when I was doing the Journey to Manhood program and I was working with so many different kids, it was an opportunity to like go back to school and really open my brain to like therapy and like social work, and really figure out like what are these skills and tools. So the lady told me, she was like, there's no Black men really within that field. She was like, you should possibly open up and just think about it, because I wanted to get into business. I was like, I want to go to the business world. I'm trying to get some money. I need to do something to get some paper. That's therapy for me. Like the more my bank account comes with O's, the better I'm gonna be, right? But then all that's great and dandy, but still that will not help you in the inner kid that you have inside of you that still needs to be healed, that's still dealing with trying to figure out how to talk to people and work relationships. So once I've discovered that about myself, I was like, I'm gonna go to this world. And then when I got in there, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. All of these things that I didn't know that's triggering me. Like people have PTSD and you think it's just your mentality. It's also in your body. It's also in the way you sleep. It's the way you may carry yourself. It's when the light hits your eyes, you don't want to look the certain way, right? These are all things that you don't know that you're experiencing from problems and complications in your life, and you think it's just a natural way. Like you're like, oh, that's just how I am. It might not be how you are. That's really things you have experienced that you don't know your body is dealing with, and it's time to, you got to let some of that stuff out. So once I started understanding that, I'm like, nah, I need to teach this, because as I mentioned before, I grew up, I love my family dearly, but I also had a toxic household at times. And I was like, man, I need to share this with my mom. I need to share this with my brothers. Like, I need to share this with my family more, because this is amazing stuff. And then at first it was like they weren't really listening, and then they started coming around because they started noticing I was doing the work at the same time. The kids is like, look, running up to me and having fun and talking to me more, and people are really picking my brain more. And I stayed with it. I just stayed with it. I was like, I'm gonna stay in this space because I need this. To save my life, I need this, So yeah.
All right.
So, Halston, we're getting ready to take our break. We're going to come back. We got a couple news bites to cover. Can you stick around?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. We'll be right back with our guests. We're going to talk about some little news bites that we've got picked up. And we might touch a little more on these crazy comic characters that, got some mental issues. So we'll be right back.
Let's reach out one time.
Blerd's Eyeview is a proud affiliate of Otaku Noir. Use the code Blerd's Eyeview for 10% off on all items. With a different nerd-themed box filled with items made by talented blerds across the country, you surely will not be disappointed. Go to otakunoir.com. Otaku Noir, the #1 Blerd mystery box company. Running low on energy, long days and even longer nights, tired of all the other energy drinks and bars promise you a lot and never delivering? Need to make it through work, but want a product that can keep up with your busy lifestyle? Want no longer? Try Chef's Chocolate Salty Balls. The balls that are so smooth and with a load of nutrients and vitamins to really get you up and bouncing off the walls. Made with all natural ingredients and healthy junk to satisfy even the pickiest eater. Chef's Chocolate Salty Balls are sold everywhere where you buy your junk. And now, for those who want that extra kick in the butt, comes Chef's Heavy Duty Chocolate Salty Balls with 120% more caffeine than the leading brand. Disclaimer, this product has not been approved by the FDA or World Health Association. Warning, this product is not intended for consumption by children, elderly people, or women who are pregnant or may become pregnant. You might even get pregnant. Right, we are back, and our private chat is blowing up. We got a couple news bites, so here we go. So Nahum, I know you're gonna love this. He's a big Severance fan here, but Tremel Tillman has been cast in the new Spider-Man Brand New Day film, and rumors are already running rampant about who he may play. My money's on Robbie Robertson. That's just what it is.
I still blame Chaos even for that rabbit hole he sent me down.
Yes,
it's not my fault. Severance is a phenomenal show that everyone should watch.
Eventually.
Say that.
What is it really about? What is it about?
Severance.
Live action version of One Piece.
Girl, go to your room.
A lie.
Go to your room.
Use a lie.
You're spot on. So that's interesting.
Oh my God!
Why?
And now he's in mid clap.
Oh God!
How dare this camera catch me in mid clap?
You broke him.
You're back.
I look like the preacher says something to me on second Sunday, and I feel like I gotta sit there and pray.
Take your time.
This is Kira's fault for besmirching Severance.
Well,
I was about to say, take your time.
Everybody agreed.
I didn't agree.
I hate to. Kira is spot on about Severance. That's why I'm like, she's right.
Where does it end?
How?
Oh, said the blind man. Okay, all right, no, go off. All right, no, I'm wrong. I'll be wrong. It's okay.
No, no, but he's been coming up in the world, and I guess he's made. I haven't watched Severance, so
don't do it.
Neither have I.
So, but I know the actors that are on the show, and he's one of them. And him being cast in Brand New Day, people were saying, "Oh, he's going to be Norman Osborn." I said, "I don't think so."
No, he's
not with Coleman motherfucking Domingo right there. Ain't no way.
Wait a minute, Norman Osborn that was in the animated series to Brand New Day.
No, that Norman Osborn is Coleman Domingo.
Yeah.
Put that shit on them.
The waves was immaculate, so we already know off the bat that he's not going.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So, But no, my money's on Robbie Robertson. I figure if this is going to be Peter starting from scratch, so to speak,
you gotta have a Robin to a Batman. You gotta have somebody to Triple J.
Yeah.
I apologize to our guest. I cuss a lot. Who the fuck is Robbie goddamn Robertson? Who the fuck is this?
He works at the Daily Bugle.
He's the only person. He's the only person that J. Jonah Jameson will never cuss out.
Yeah,
and he will listen to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
He's practically his second in command.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was played by Bill Nunn in the Ted Raimi Spider-Man films.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Every time,
I know who that is, but
you can't miss him. Radio Raheem.
Yeah. Radio Raheem played him in the Rami series.
Because every time Jonah went off, he was the calm one that always came in there.
But you notice in the Spider-Man movies, he never yelled.
Oh,
at everybody else. He never yelled at him.
In other words,
every time every time he was yelling, he was like, "Jonah, we got to have this in by this time." That was.
In other words, Kara, he was you.
Yeah, he was the one. He was the one that had tried Jesus, not me, literally on his own.
Okay, I like
he's a mess up.
You know it's gonna click, and I'm gonna get that text message. I know who he is. Man,
so
just look him up.
Took you 2 hours.
Just look him up, Kara. You've seen
no,
him.
I believe you. I know who I know who he is now, saying Radio Raheem, and I'm like, oh, okay, that dude that was in Spider-Man for like 5 minutes.
Yeah. You can't miss it.
Right.
And in other news, since the Wayne brothers has the rights back to their scary movie franchise, of course Anna Faris and Regina Hall are coming back.
Yeah,
I know that's right.
Back together.
Yeah.
No, that's
oh
right.
God, we're gonna see Crazy Heads Regina Hall. Love to see
that
it.
script is tight as a motherfucker.
Yes.
I'm gonna let you know right now.
Yeah.
They got a decade
You want to
plus
talk about
of
someone
ammo
not
to work
Asian?
with.
Oh, they do. They have so much ammo to work with now. Like as if they didn't have ammo to work with before, but they have so much to work with.
It is level material.
Yeah. I'm not surprised that would even happen at this point.
I need just give me 3 real good Chris Pratt jokes. That's all I really want in my spirit.
You know that's going to happen.
Talk about somebody who just disappointed everybody.
Star-Lord still disappointing people, huh?
Star-Lord will not be seen in Avengers Doomsday.
Star-Lord gonna be in the dark. Star-Lord gonna be in the sunken place for a little while.
Still gonna be at his granddaddy's house eating cereal.
This is good cereal. Shut up.
They'll probably have him just like his counterpart did in What If, working at the ice cream shop.
I feel bad for his PR person. His PR person is probably on their 5th bottle of alcohol right now. Like all you had to do was shut the fuck up.
And Prozac won't wear off after a while.
I was with you, Peter, when they said you didn't pull the trigger, and you did. But this, I can't back you. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm like, man, I'm looking for that. That will be the level of petty only a Wayans could do.
But I want between that and Marlon's role in him, I want to see so much Wayans just succeed right now. Let's
talk about Marlon. Because they used to seeing the goofy side of Marlon.
His serious side.
And they better see the serious side.
His serious acting is to be
his next level.
Marlon gets in his dramatic bag, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Like, he can do it better than you think.
This will be like at least the third that I know of, because it was Requiem for a Dream, and then he's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where he plays Will's father, and now this.
Yep.
Seeing him in that series, you'd be like, this ain't the same Marlon. This is not the same dude.
He's been showing like little flits here and there amongst like some of his comedy movies too. I think in Mo Money, it's not a long scene, but he turns it when he gets pissed at his brother for
Oh
something.
yeah. Because they were broke all the time, and
for a long. It's been there. It's been there.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have the role to let it like rock.
let it
for a
roll.
long
Yeah,
period of
and
time.
and
Pretty
I
much.
think him is going to be that thing that's like.
Him,
I don't know who the lead actor is because everybody's looking at Marlon like they're gonna be talking about this.
all I gotta say is I feel bad for the NFL when that movie comes out.
It's not gonna do nothing to them. They.
Oh,
I was gonna say,
there's gonna be some references. That's all I want. I'm looking forward to the fact of just it's like how bad do you want it, and then the goat sacrifice out of nowhere. Like,
Yeah, it's
If they didn't get no slack after Any Given Sunday, they're good forever. They're good forever.
I don't know. Any Given Sunday,
they still talk about the stuff that went on behind the scenes of that movie.
LT wasn't acting. He was. No, let me shut up.
Here's a question for everybody. Here's a question for everybody. Who was the one comedic actor that really impressed you when they decided to do dramatic acting?
It's always going to be Robin Williams. Always.
Yes.
At the list,
Always.
Robin Williams is one.
I'm gonna go against the cover and say Adam Sandler.
Yep.
Yeah, no, he does it. He does when he does it. He does it well. Yeah.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey is another.
Yeah.
Dang you, Chaos.
Yeah, I like Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah.
And see, I think just like comic book marketer
Truman
just
Show
said,
is actually one of my favorite movies.
like my comic book marketer said, comedians make fun of their pain, so it's not hard to believe they make great dramatic actors.
Especially serial killers.
I mean, we just named what 4 already who have managed to show a serious side that you're not used to seeing.
Very much.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're like the Majestic and what's the other one he did? Truman Show. It was another one. It was like room 23 or number 23.
Numbers.
Oh, the number.
Number 23. And you're waiting like his first dramatic role for Jim Carrey, and you're waiting for him to turn like, oh, this is a joke, and you're not getting jokey Jim Carrey at all, like at all.
Eternal Eyes of
the Spotless Mind.
Yeah. Like you were just waiting and it didn't come. You're just like, wow, like, and I think that was a lot of people's take that they were waiting for the funny to come, and it like, no, this ain't that movie.
Right. Wayne Brady. If you ever did a serious role, dude, you gotta do a serial. You gotta do it. You gotta either do a serial killer.
Look, the Dave Chappelle skit was enough. Dude, like, okay.
He's not. Wayne Brady's not friendly. No, that was Wayne Brady being himself.
Wayne Brady as Gravedigger in Black Panther.
Black Lightning. He was Gravedigger.
Right? There was no joke in him at all. He was straight up asshole. Now, the one comedian that I really enjoyed his dramatic side was Richard Pryor. When he did some kind of hero. That is one of my all-time favorites.
I remember my father watching that and him just like thinking it was going to be a comedy, and because that was like at the peak of his. That wasn't even. Yeah, that was at the peak. He was peaking in his comedy run.
Yeah. See, my mind goes back to Harlem Nights, but that's a comedy. My mind always goes back to that.
But he wasn't. The thing about Richard Pryor in Harlem Nights, he didn't do a lot of funny lines. He was kind of a straight shooter, except for like when Eddie Murphy, when he was little, and dude was like, "Get these kids out of here, they bad luck," and shot him. He's like, he did say they was bad luck.
Like I said, rest in peace, Della Reese. Rest in peace. Yes, my entire.
So yeah, there's a lot of. You're right. There are a lot of comedic actors who, when they do something serious, and I think because the general public is so used to them doing something funny, that when they do something serious, they are either really impressed, shocked, or not impressed because they're just like, that's not what I was here for. They're like disappointed. They're disappointed.
Right.
Kira mentioned Robin Williams. Never in a million years I would have thought he had that level of range. to play something serious and to play a serial killer in another movie. Kind of like
1 hour photo.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That bothered my soul.
Yo, 1 hour photo
like,
was
wait,
nuts.
why? What am I?
It was
No.
What? You didn't like 1 hour photo?
No, it's good.
It was not Peter Pan. No.
Yeah. It's all the fact.
I mean,
and
listen,
the
I'm
thing.
glad to see him like that, but to me, 1 hour photo was not good.
Would you rather see it as Pennywise? Because he could have pulled that off too.
Oh man, that would have been insane. If he
Now,
did
see, I would have actually liked to see that.
Nah, that's
bro.
not funny.
Pennywise, you would have gave a whole new generation of kids nightmares.
Like,
Halston, who I know you mentioned Jim Carrey. What role out of the comedians that you've seen, what role has shocked you or like put you in a place like, yo, I had you him or you her?
I think majority of the ones y'all pretty much mentioned. Robin Williams, Jamie Foxx sometimes actually is funny, and when he does a serious role, sometimes it's kind of weird to see him in those spaces. His acting range sometimes is kind of like he's great at his characters, you know, like at that character range. But sometimes to see him in like those serious roles is funny to me because I'm used to like Wanda and things of that nature. And then when I see him really play a serious role, like it was a movie that recently came out on Netflix. I forgot it, but to see him in The Rock, I checked it out. I'm like, I want to see how he acts, he plays this role.
Yeah.
So it was different a little bit to see that. I just want to see them step outside of the label more than anything. Like even Lainey mentioned Adam Sandler. To look at him and see him get kind of serious is weird for me at times because I'm like, I don't know where they're at mentally, but I know they're probably pushing things forward for themselves. So yeah.
I always forget this because Mal just mentioned it. Robin Williams was a drama major from Juilliard. I always forget he was roommates with Christopher Reeve.
Oh yeah, he got his legit.
So yeah, I guess it's the circle you come from.
Pretty much.
It's the circle you come from. Whoopi Goldberg and Ghost, the story behind her and Patrick Swayze, him standing up for her.
Yeah.
Like, because the studio was trying to play her. You know, they was like, the movie is led by Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore. They were trying to downplay Whoopi Goldberg's role. And he said, no, if she doesn't get some billing in this, I'm not doing this movie. And Ghost is really good.
Of course.
Really creepy too.
Why.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the reason why I have to say.
Yeah. So I tell you one comedian who's no longer with us, who I think was definitely on their way to doing something dramatic, and that was Bernie Mac.
Oh yeah.
I think he was. I think he was one. He was. There was. I think there was a film ready. I think there was a film ready for him that. Yeah. That was something he was going to tackle.
There was a role with his name on it before he left us.
I think the way even he delivers comedy, you can see that seriousness in it.
I mean,
like, that was just a part of his way.
Soul Man and Life and shoot, guess who?
Because he was on he was there. He was there. It's kind of a formula. If you're you know, comedy, give him something dramatic.
Just watching his TV show that he had, like to see him be as a father and dealing with, you know, the teenage or the kid issues and his wife issues and all of that, you really didn't expect, but it was good to see him be in that space and that take that range. Like it was, gone too soon, definitely.
Especially when he takes the situation which was based on real life and make it comedic, so you can just imagine what the reality actually was and how he had to deal with it.
What I was thinking, Chris Rock as well.
What was it? Oh yeah.
I think you broke Whoopty.
outside of Pookie.
He did one of the. Was he in Jigsaw?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that's
No,
when that's
Spiral.
when I Spiral. Yeah,
Spiral.
that's when
Spiral, okay.
I had already stopped
Spiral was
watching.
not bad.
So
It was one of those.
It wasn't bad.
he said it was one of those.
It was one of them.
One of them.
I was mad because that was a role that was not written by black people. You are not about to go into a warehouse by yourself and immediately not think, maybe I should wait for backup. No,
That's that Scooby-Doo syndrome right there.
I'm sorry. I just hate roles that were not written by black people. Let's go to the Haunted Woods. No.
Let's not.
Yeah.
For who?
It's like, maybe we should stop for gas in this town that's only got one person that looks like he's missing 3 teeth. Keep pushing. We're going to make it to the next town.
Yes. Kevin Hart fatherhood. True story. Yes.
There was no black person in that story though, so that's why that happened.
Yeah, and that fatherhood was one of those. I'm like, yo, I wasn't the level. I really wasn't ready for it. I'm like, oh, you got right to it. Oh my god. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you're right. You're right. So,
you from out of town?
all of us in here watching some anime.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know how I feel about this one yet, but Crunchyroll has made a deal with Delta Airlines, and you can watch
oh my god,
anime on their flights now.
I ain't said this all show. Nick,
go ahead, Reverend.
No,
I don't know.
I'm honestly, I'm not paying for it any other fucking way, sir. Go ahead and put that on the airline. I'm not paying for it any other way. I'm so sorry.
How long is this flight? Okay, we're layover on the tarmac. All right, I guess I can watch this a little bit, I suppose.
Why are you opposed, Navy?
Go ahead, Navy.
Delta's hot garbage, and I'll never fly them. And there's no point because I flew them at one point. And then there was a stewardess named Carolyn who I wanted to toss off the plane, which is the reason why I'll never fly on Delta ever again.
That was not the way I was expecting that to go.
Remember,
listen.
You never know what to expect when it comes to me. Come on now, come on.
So apparently, there's a stewardess named Carolyn on the Delta airline that's still cussing out the Reverend.
That definitely was. She was like, when he said, and there's a stewardess that I wanted to toss, and I'm like, where's this going? But I guess. I wasn't waiting till the end of the show for that.
Why did you do that? You catch me off guard every time.
I wasn't waiting till the end of the show for that one.
You're supposed to.
You know what?
Sweet, but Delta,
I got you.
That's between Delta and Spirit, and I'm sorry, I'm just not a good flyer, so I can't say which airline is bad. If I feel a little bump in the air, I turn into a 5-year-old girl. So
I gotta see this. I have to see that.
No, I don't want to see that.
You don't want to see that because the last time I flew, this 80-year-old black woman sat there and treated me like the kid at church that was acting up but still thought I was going to be a good person. Baby, it's okay, baby. It's just a little bump in the air. I'm sitting there sweating and I'm holding this old lady's hand and she's like, "Would you like some candy?"
Hard candy.
the strawberry wrapper candy.
You just don't understand this scene. Me in the middle aisle, she's right next to me. Tears and stuff now rolling down my eyes. My big old ass is a big ass baby, and that is embarrassing as hell to actually tell that story.
But you know what? In a mental health space, I'm glad you told that story, brother. Yeah.
I had to get that off.
Austin, are you familiar with football at all?
A little bit, yeah.
All right. So, what you can't really fully appreciate in this story is that Spartan is like if Vince Wilfork and Ray Lewis had a baby. He's a large human being. So now just hear what he said again in your head about this old black lady nursing him through this flight.
Oh man, it writes itself.
Michael Pollock at 6'5".
all that was in my head was the Ed Norton Hulk was like, you're gonna put me inside of a small tube with a bunch of angry New Yorkers. I think not. That's not a good place for me to be. But that, however, is a better analogy. So
I am 6'2". I am not that big.
Says this guy that's 6'2".
Thank you, Kara. Thank you.
I have sat there and said multiple times on this podcast, I am the smallest one out of my family. If y'all ever met the rest of them,
so out of all the Clydesdales on the planet,
I have sat there and said that though. I have sat there and said I am the smallest one in my family, which again,
that's irrelevant to the rest of us trapped on this planet with you, sir. You are a large man. You are a large man. That is irrelevant.
It's definitely a video.
What is it? We had a running joke about him and a cop and trying to shoot him or something like that, and it didn't happen. Like we had that running joke. What was that about?
Wait, what was that again?
Nah, the cop came to you and was like trying to shoot, and like, nah, they just walked away, something like that, about coming to your house. We had a running joke about that. I'm gonna look that up.
It was like a John Wick moment.
Okay, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about.
It took me a second. I'm sorry, it took me a second. Yeah, because Ice Age showed up and they sat there was like, we ain't no. One look at me, it was like, no.
Wait, I just showed up to your house.
Yeah.
They said,
they literally came.
They were wherever you want to be.
No, they sat there, and old boy was like, you know what? We were just going to the backyard, but then we saw you. We just decided we wanted to ask permission first. And I sat there and said, well, I'm glad because I have no problem shooting people.
So let me write this down. We need several Spartans in his family on the front line. Is that what you're saying? Oh my God.
I know. I tried to defend myself. I just dug the hole deeper.
Oh, what was the reason? I'm confusion. I'm not understanding.
You make a backhoe look like a Tonka truck. Okay, what are we doing here?
Sir, you have lifted cars. Trucks. I'm sorry. Trucks.
Where's Demetrius at? Given when he gives that look in the group chat.
Don't give me too much credit. I pulled trucks, not lifted.
Thank you for admitting that in 4K on the internet. I appreciate that. Thank you for that admission.
Are we doing semantics? Is this semantics here? I pulled them.
Don't give me that much credit. If I could lift a pickup, there's some people I would go knocking on doors on right now.
Mr. Spartan, what was the make and model of the truck that you
I'm not
pulled?
repeating that. I'm not repeating that.
Oh, so we're not.
Is it because so would you? Okay, wait.
That doesn't help your case. That's why I'm not gonna repeat it.
Would you say that it was a large truck?
I plead the fifth.
Okay, motherfucker, don't stop with that shit. Stop the shit.
What was that one line in that movie? Come on, Cletus. Come on.
Anyway, TLDR, Spartan large, yo. He large. And a big boy.
He's the reason why he handles the engine of the ship. That's why.
Y'all trying to get me drafted.
Look, speaking of engines, he literally has said on this show that, yeah, I just went ahead and lifted up the engine. I'm like, yeah, engines are heavy, dude. Yeah. I know you have a crane to put it in, but you just made it seem like, oh, this is just every day. I built the Eiffel Tower out of metal and brawn. Like
that was not a good idea at the time. That was definitely not a good idea.
Like the Golden Gate Bridge, that was me. Yeah, that was me right there.
And mind you, he's wearing Superman today. So
yeah, you are not helping your case, sir.
No, I'm not.
Not at all.
I need a door.
Look,
you need
Spartan's wife has literally said, "I will call my husband." Please don't.
He did that today. She did that today in a freaking
which every wife should do. However, she's just like, I'm using every bit of this man for intimidation tactics.
I don't know how this became my therapy session today, but yeah, she did that to me.
This is a safe space.
Exactly.
My therapy session. No, Halston. My wife does that. My wife has sat there and said multiple times because she's fun size and she's angry. So anytime that she says I'm gonna get my husband, and she goes, I'm gonna call my husband.
Hold on. Who said it?
Your partner. I was like, because it wasn't me.
I love you.
Be brave. Be brave.
I love you.
Yeah. All right. Let me laugh.
How is it? I'm the captain of the ship, and I'm the one who doesn't go after Kira because I know better.
If y'all are unhappy with your world, just let me know. I will leave.
Sending Kira in is like you basically just sit in Baba Yaga.
I'm not that bad. Stop it. All right, now don't gas my shit up. I ain't that goddamn bad.
I'm sorry. What was that, Madam Baba?
You can't even look at the camera. You can't even look at the camera at that statement.
No, you can't.
I'm not.
It works.
I'm very reasonable.
Kira is
And that's why your voice is pitched down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sitting. Okay, just don't be fucking stupid. That's all I'm saying.
That's all she's saying.
And that's half the world, so
that's not my fault though. That don't make me bad. Be better.
That makes me feel like old boy.
It's a day walking Baba. Okay, let me tell you straight up. Yeah.
Sure, Kira's friendly.
Oh,
I am.
She is.
All right, now fuck y'all. Okay, I'm I am friendly. I'm a goddamn bear. Okay, just don't do stuff.
And we do it all this in front of company. I love it.
How?
We do it all this in front of company. I love it.
It wouldn't be nice if we didn't.
No, hold on. He's from a West Indian household. He knows exactly what the hell I'm talking about. Don't come in here with no fucking bullshit, and we'll all be fucking fine. Go do that at your mother's house. Don't do that here.
Don't hold back. Tell us how you really.
No.
Thank you, Bama. I'm not the only one. I'm glad I'm not the only one that noticed that, Bama.
You went up like 3 or 4
I've been said that like 2 minutes ago.
Look, Halston looked over. He like, hey, I recognize it. I'm not gonna deny it. I recognize it. So, oh my god, no. We do all this. Everybody that knows us, that watches and follows us, they know how we joke. This is normal. We aren't tearing anybody down.
It's all love.
It is always all love. But see, this is something that we deal with. Like I'm from a family where the men on my mom's side of the family might as well have been like the Wayans brothers. It's dozens all day.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, you learn to rock and head jokes for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And all we all got big heads. So what's the
Wait a minute.
Y'all got big ass heads.
Wait a minute.
They say that makes a healthy relationship, man, a healthy friendship. So you need that banter.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah.
You don't want to hear what Kira had to say. Kira about to say something.
Be quiet.
I look. You tell me to talk, and then I don't, and then you tell me to don't say nothing more, and I stop.
Oh no, keep going, and no, it's your turn now. Keep going.
No, I'm okay.
I had my time in the therapy seat. Go for it.
Oh no!
This is beautiful.
No.
I
need that $150 per hour type of therapy now, bro.
Emma said, "This is why I'm afraid to hook with a woman from NYC." What?
All right, well, let's stay over there.
Wow.
All right. Just stay over there.
Before we get to
Kira, you're nice, right?
I am fucking nice. I'm exceptionally fucking nice. Beyond. Skin off my goddamn the shirt off my back, except for now, because I'm cold.
She's so fucking nice right now. It's nice.
I am very fucking nice. I tell all you motherfuckers in here how much I love your asses all goddamn day.
Oh yeah, you love with force. We got it.
I don't have a problem with it.
We called you our life coach. We did say you was the life coach of the group.
I'm just saying.
It's just, look, we're all of a certain age, and we're at the point where I can't just, say, oh, you can do it. I say, what the fuck are you doing? Get off your ass and go.
Yes, exactly.
What are you doing?
Look, I'll be one of the first to say that when Lady Mandalore senses something is up with me, she calls me.
Mm-hmm. Same.
And she said,
I have left you alone. Don't think I haven't called you in my head though, but I've been leaving.
Oh, I know it. I sense it. I trust me. I know. I know.
She'll hit me up, and I'm going.
It's almost like big sister / auntie vibes. Mm-hmm. So she's like, Captain. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I assure you, I am fine. And there's never any question after that. I'm like, nope, I'm fine. You sure? I'm fine. I will let you know. Or trust me, I'm not holding back.
This is how I know when I'm in trouble with Kira. She'll text me and she'll call me by my first name, and I'm going fucking shit.
I say Monty all the time.
No. Monty is fine because you got that privilege. You've been given that right. But when you say Montel, nigga, I'm going to.
He said everything tucks when he's just back.
I'm going to the other side of the hemisphere.
He's like, I'm back in the Navy. What's going on?
Yeah, I will pretend to be an emperor penguin to get away from you. Give me a black suit.
I don't want you to think anything. Whatever. Fuck y'all. God damn. I'm trying to be nice to y'all motherfuckers.
It never lasts.
And there's
your women. I love that.
Why am I getting dragged?
It's your turn. Nobody's dragging you. They're just saying, look.
We're hugging you from a distance.
Leo and Gemini vibes all day.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
You said what, lady?
I said you're giving Leo and Gemini vibes all day.
Look, Mayhem already. Mayhem said like she's
easy on the Leo.
She's an honorary Wakanda Nazi, and I'm like,
what are you doing?
That's fitting. It fits. It works.
You're laughing like a hyena. Is this what we do?
Wow. not the axe, not bringing it back. Not going back to
Lord. In our last piece of news, in the last piece of news when we get around here, and I'm calling it the who's interrupting my kung fu section of the news. Somehow China's government will now be using AI to revamp a lot of Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan classics.
Come on, man. Come on.
I don't.
Leave the shit alone. It ain't broke.
I don't like it.
Skynet Phase 3.
I don't like it. I really don't like it.
We took over.
You want to know how much I don't like it?
Now, Billy, how many times I told you not to call here and interrupt my kung fu?
I'm just saying. I don't like it. They're not remaking any movies. They're doing the George Lucas,
and that's the problem.
We've seen that.
By the power of Grayskull, what the hell?
They're enhancing Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan classics for examples, and
You really want to see Enter the Dragon where Bruce Lee goes Super Saiyan?
I don't want to see that at all.
Oh, or they do the Drunken Master with Jackie Chan.
Yeah. What happened to just read the old school way of like revamping your films without doing that? Without using AI,
because everybody wants to see stuff in 4K and 8K, and honestly, the stuff that was actually made during the late 80s, early 90s was actually great filmmaking.
Mm-hmm.
Just leave it alone.
Yep.
I go to YouTube to watch my favorite kung fu flicks. 5 Deadly Venoms. Let's go.
Wow. I like the grainy look. It's fine.
I mean, Snake and Crane.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't.
I'm going to be so specifically and particularly upset. Like this, the action movies of that ilk was like me and my mom's thing. Like this was my entry into film and action film specifically. Mm-hmm. And it's like I don't want to see Game of Death in 4K if it means you're going to get rid of Bruce 2 and copy paste Bruce Lee over his like I don't.
No, I know exactly what
in such a very specific way that I'm going to feel like it's me personally. And because I am an uncultured swine, I'm going to feel like it's the worst thing that China has ever done. And they're doing it to me specifically.
I don't like it. I'm
a crying star.
Because see, what's going to happen, and what's going to happen is they're probably going to do like re-releases overseas anyway, and then they'll probably come over here next, and all that's going to be on mine is finding the faults.
Yep.
You're not even going to be focused on the film itself. You're going to be worried about where it looks
every mistake, every error, every glitch.
That's for y'all that have seen it already, not for the kid. You know what this is? This for y'all is what, like you said, Chris, what the prequel Star Wars series was. Me, I'm the OG 4, 5, and 6. When those 3 movies came out, I said, "What did you do? But what did you do? Why would you do this? It was fine." And then they fucked around with 4, 5, and 6.
That's where I was like,
the new kids are gonna love it.
That's where I had the mix up at, or the upset at, is that I didn't like.
Gonna will.
Do you really want to see a remake of Master the Flying Guillotine?
No.
Oh hell no!
Sorry, hold on.
Respectfully,
I feel like, Kira, are you saying that you are like not aware of?
Hey, not the prequel warning.
No, she's a purist.
What were you gonna say?
She's a
like,
purist.
you've seen the Kung Fu movies, right?
What does that have to do with the conversation that we're having?
That's what I'm about to say. I was about to say the same thing. I thought you was going after what she said for Star Wars.
You know,
I think that's his point. That's his point. I think that's the point he's trying to make.
What does that have to do? What I'm saying is, I like the way that the original films looked. Don't fucking touch them. But for the new kids that had never seen it before, it was the greatest thing on the planet.
Okay.
Knowing what it looked like originally was great. Me seeing what they did and changed, and I'm like, but what for who?
It wasn't broke.
And let's be honest.
It wasn't broke. There was nothing wrong with it.
Before we check out, let's be honest. At the time when those prequels were first released, that was a new thing. The CGI was a completely new thing. So Disney was the first to put their hands on something like that and really play with it.
Yeah.
However, it does not hold up. Whether you have it on DVD, whether you have it on Blu-ray, whether they show it like on TNT or whatever, you look at it completely different now, and you say, "Wow, it doesn't look that great." We're not saying anything about the storyline. The storyline is completely fine. The look, the aesthetic, it doesn't hold up.
You know what it makes me do? It makes me. I'm holding my purse a little bit tighter to me.
That's why when they went and re-released 4, 5, and 6 and did the same thing, adding stuff, I'm like, you didn't need to do that, because now it really looks off. It looks completely unnatural. That's why when they did 7, 8, 9, especially with 7, and the first thing fans were looking at, they went back to Jim Henson. They went back to the puppets, and it worked.
Like it just seemed grounded.
Yeah. You know, so what, it was almost the same story retold in a different format.
Yeah.
They went back to basics, which was the best thing they could have done. There's nothing wrong with using CGI, you know, but don't do it. Just, there's an abundance in which you use it.
Just because you should, you never thought about it if you shouldn't.
Right. You right now in movies, you're starting to see more and more people say practical effects are working.
Yep.
So
sorry, man, I can't watch the original Star Wars because I was in the theater when the original one came out. So trust me, that memory lays heavy on my mind.
So, all right, well, here we go.
Wrap-up protocol initiated, Captain.
We are wrapping up. Halston Canty, talk to the people. Let them know where they can find you.
You can find me on Life with Halston, HALSTON on Instagram. You can find me at Mental Wealth Academy 8. You can find me at Mental Wealth Academy 8 on YouTube. That's where I'm at for right now.
So, look, brother, we need more people like you in our communities.
Yes.
To speak and to act and to make those pathways. So thank you for doing what you've done. Thank you for everything you're doing in the future. Thank you for coming on and talking about it, because there are a lot of people who are going to listen to this and who have watched it or going to watch it and say, yeah, I needed this. So appreciate you, my guy.
I appreciate you all for having me, man. This has been a cool experience. It's great to meet you all. Thank you for the questions, and just the camaraderie overall has been pretty great. So thank you.
Appreciate it. Lady Mandalore, talk to the people.
Hi, my name is Lady Mandalore. I am a very friendly New Yorker. You can always stop by, man. I'll be happy to offer my services in giving you a tour of my beautiful crime-ridden city. But no, seriously, you can find girl. No, listen, you missed the whole thing. There's a whole prisoner that's leaving my street right now. The helicopters are flying in the whole night. How'd you let him get away?
You missed this part. You missed it.
But you can find myself and the lovely Mr. Navy Montel on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Room Full of Words, on YouTube and Twitch, and possibly TikTok if I can figure it out, where we talk about independent comics. We have lovely comic book creators that are on, and then me and Navy, we just be shooting the shit about comics that we love in general, and sometimes pop culture stuff like movies and TV shows.
And
I also do voice acting. And I also stream video games on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am still running the gamut of my first RPG, that is Expedition 33, and Star Wars Legos. It's fun! Yay!
What the freaking do? Talk to the people.
You can find me on Instagram at What the Freaking Do, and also on TikTok. Also, if you're in the market for nerdy nails, you can find me at Fresh Press by Z on Instagram and also now on TikTok.
All right. Lanny, our very own horror aficionado, queen of the cabra, whatever. Yeah. Macabre, thank you. I'm hungry. I didn't eat today.
Macabre.
I want some kebabs. That's why I was like that. What I snacked on was not sufficient. I was not happy with it. That's what it was. Tafari, I hope you clipping that. Go ahead, lady.
What's up, y'all? I'm Lady from Geek by Heart. Me and my husband run Geek by Heart. You can find us on all socials, including YouTube, IG, Twitch, and TikTok. I right now am streaming Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, having a great time doing it. And when Sound Hill F comes out, which I believe is September 26th, I'm going to be up on that. So I'm very, very excited about that, to get scared. Other than that, me and Jay talk about trailers and movies all the time. So come join us. We are a lot of fun.
Right. You don't want to be like that old lady on Weapons.
I have got to go watch this movie.
Man.
You need to watch that movie. It's a little funny. It's a little funny. It's a little scary.
We'll be watching. You can find me at Mayhem Media. That's MAYEHEM Media. I talk movies and comics and TV shows. The most important thing I talk about is mental health. So please remember to take your meds, take your PTO, take a deep breath, let that shit go. And tomorrow's not promised, so cause mayhem today.
That's right.
Right. Navy Montel, talk to the people.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, blurs of all ages, good evening, good morning, good afternoon. It is I, Navy Montel, your frosty bearded blooded corn, here with the crew on a Thursday. If you want to know what I'm up to, just follow me on Navy Montel to see what shenanigans I'm up to. Sometimes I just do check-ins because here lately we need to check in with each other because everybody's on a certain level of mental health. They need to be checked upon. That makes a difference. You say, hey, are you okay? Or say hello. I'm with this incredible lady every Sunday at 7 as we talk about comics and creators and all types of stuff. And we just shoot shit and do whatever. I'll be at Atlantic Comic Con this weekend. And next week I will be at Dragon Con.
Yeah.
And after Dragon Con, I'm getting back to my streaming schedule. And the Blerd combos are coming back. So
shout out to Deron Flood for Atlantic Comic Con. He is doing some great stuff out that way. So if you are in the area and you can still get a ticket, good luck.
You better get a ticket. You better.
Right.
Shout out.
Oh, and I do voice acting too. So from time to time, I do voice acting.
So, well, it's down to me.
Sir.
Spartan. I just said it, Spartan. Go ahead.
Damn, just
don't waste the moment.
He gonna bench press you for that.
it doesn't help. I'm going to the gym after this either. But, my case is falling faster apart than Boosie's right now. Anyway, Black_Spartan 615 is where you can find me on the interwebs. Shows are still going on. We still cover all the mess, including you Cracker Barrel fans on how the frack we got here every Wednesday at 7:30. Yeah, people are losing their minds over a doggone logo. Myself, Tafari, and Joe will cover everything from Gamescom that just happened these last couple of days on Get Bit Podcast. There's a lot, especially with Laney's Silent Hill, which I know you're going to love, and other ones, but we'll cover that tomorrow at 8:30-ish. Still doing Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, although my streaming is a little bit off because, baby's got to go to sleep, and the only time I play is at midnight. So good, because I do cuss a lot on my streams. Thank y'all for watching. At the same time, guys, the rules still apply. Please respect the cosplayers. Cosplay is not consent. Please wash your ass. You're grown adults. Soap doesn't cost that much. At the same time, be nice, be kind, talk and share your fandoms. Don't be a dick, and we'll all be cool.
All right. Now it's down to me. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to our guest, Halston Canty, mental health advocate, stand-up guy. We need more like him in my community.
Absolutely.
His whole platform. Go check him out on all those social platforms. You can catch us Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. YouTube and Twitch. You can also go to Always Press Record TV. That's APRTV on Roku, where you can watch the full show, no ads. Isn't that fun? Also, don't be afraid to donate. It helps. Helps keep the ship afloat. But thank you to the crew. Thank you to Trey Mosley. Thank you to Mal for those donations. Shout out to Moon Storytellers. Shout out to Bama. Everybody that's been in the comments, thank you for showing up. Always, this is fun to do. This is always dope when I can reach out to people, to the community. Shout out to Laney for bringing Halston in. This was amazing.
Great. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So
a little nervous, all of you people in here, but I maintain.
We're a party. Don't worry.
Oh yeah,
we're a party.
I maintain.
So remember, everyone, to always entertain yourself and others, educate yourself and others, most of all, encourage yourself and others. I'm Chris Fury with this amazing crew, along with our guest. Come back Tuesday. You never know who we got or what we're talking about, but guaranteed for about good 2 hours, you ain't got to worry about the rest of the world. So until then, we're out of here.
Yeah.